The Lightning Thief, perhaps one of the most divisive shows between both critics and fans. On the one hand, you have critics that hate the show and say it's immature and doesn't belong on Broadway. And then you have the fans that say that critics don't get The Lightning Thief, and that it should be reviewed by a much more diverse, more youthful critics. Teens and critics have always been very divisive and very split. Take, for example, Be More Chill and The Lightning Thief. These are both shows that audiences and the teen audiences loved, but that critics absolutely hated. And many wonder why. Well, personally, I think that this is because critics just don't get the show. The whole point of critics seeing a show is to review it and give critical notes if they don't like it, and if they love it, say why they did. And I feel like in recent reviews like Beetlejuice or even The Lightning Thief, the critics aren't really giving good critical responses to the show, but rather just saying everything that's wrong with it and not giving them notes as to what they can improve upon. And it's become more of a bloodbath, more of a let's pick at whatever is bad with the show and just not say what could be fixed or what's even good. One main factor into why Be More Chill and The Lightning Thief didn't succeed with critics or at the box office is purely because of relayability. I think I'm saying that right, but I might have said that wrong. Anyways, when a show is relatable, all audiences can relate to it. Whether you're a teenager, a child, or an adult, you can relate to it. That is why shows like Dear Evan Hansen or Next to Normal work. It's because not only do teens relate to the show, but also adults and pretty much anyone of any age. The problem that both Lightning Thief and Be More Chill have, and this is more Be More Chill than Lightning Thief, is that both only really appeal to the teen demographic. Take, for example, Jeremy in Be More Chill. He's a misfit in high school. Yes, we've all been there, but a 50-year-old male isn't going to remember what high school is like. And because of that, he won't be able to relate to it, and he will just see this as kids whining. Or in the case of Percy Jackson, they'll be like, well, it's just guys complaining about their life, and why should we care? And yes, it's based on fantasy elements, but still, it's this teen melodrama that critics just seem to stick their nose up whenever they get the chance to. Lightning Thief also has the very weird way of being done in a very small, intimate way, one that is made for touring and off-Broadway. It's not the Broadway spectacle that people have come to expect in the past decade, which is another big disadvantage for the show. Critics and audiences expect a level of spectacle when they see a Broadway show, and what they might praise off Broadway isn't enough on Broadway, which, in my opinion, is a little stupid, but that's neither here nor there. Getting off the subject of the critics for a minute, Lightning Thief hasn't done that well at the box office. Its Broadway grosses have been really poor, and it's been selling only 3,000 of its 8,000 seats. And why is this? Well, not because of the quality of the show. It's just that there are so many options to choose from on Broadway these days. It's a very competitive marketplace filled with big brand shows and shows that were based off of movies or TV shows. And original musicals or smaller shows need to get the good critical reception and amazing New York Times review in order to fully succeed on Broadway. Many actors and creators in the past year have stated that they don't like that the New York Times review is the end-all be-all for a show and decides whether or not it's a success or not. Many say that more youthful, diverse critics should be allowed in from different walks of life. I fully agree with the actors and creatives that have made these statements, and do think that critics should become more youthful and be more diverse in order to make it fair play to the shows that sometimes are in development for decades. While fans may be dismayed that Be More Chill and The Lightning Thief didn't work on Broadway, it does speak to a larger issue about critics and how they view shows. Do you really think a 50-year-old male is going to relate a show about teenagers? The answer: probably not. They also can't relate to this show in any way. What many teens may see as harsh and sticking their nose up is simply because they just cannot relate to the show. The reason why Be More Chill and The Lightning Thief are so successful with a teen demographic is because the teenagers listening to it are actually going through the stuff the characters are going through and can relate to it in a very specific way, and critics simply can't. And yes, the cry for a more diverse, more youthful critic is definitely one that needs to be addressed, and hopefully in the future there can be, and shows like The Lightning Thief and Be More Chill can succeed because they have people that actually want to see the show, can relate to it, and are the perfect key demographic. Even shows that have succeeded, like Beetlejuice, have been panned by critics. Now, in Beetlejuice's situation, people just said it was another amusement-style musical with no heart and was too vulgar, which is not true at all. But anyways. And the star of the show, Alex Brightman, said that he wished that critics just didn't see it on one night and that it wasn't just one review. And not only did Alex Brightman say this, but Joe Iconis has said this, the authors of Broadway Bounty Hunter said this, which was another Joe Iconis musical that premiered off-Broadway, but ultimately failed because of a pan from the New York Times. Hopefully in the future, shows like Beetlejuice, The Lightning Thief, Be More Chill, and many more can succeed, and not just because of critics and awards. Because you see, audiences love these shows and love these characters. And these shows will be remembered more than the one that wins Best Musical, even though those are also really good. Anyways, I'm gonna stop babbling and let you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you can tell me what you want to see, and peace.